Hello, everybody. Welcome, greetings. Hello, I'm Jay Menez, host of the Hollywood Reel Show, and I'm here to welcome you to the Martial Arts History Museum as TV celebrities, action stars, fitness stars join together to bring awareness to National Bullying Prevention Month. Bullying is at an all-time high today. And with more young children utilizing social media, bullying has increased substantially. It can take many forms and can result in youth violence, physical injury, social and emotional distress, substance abuse, academic difficulties, and in some cases, even death. These issues must be addressed, otherwise they'll continue to escalate. Bullying doesn't just affect the individual, but it affects their family, their friends, and loved ones. And it often impacts their long-term mental health, outlook, and future success. We're here not only to bring awareness to this problem, but to offer a viable solution. Today, we're featuring celebrities such as fitness expert Eric the Trainer, Tybo King, Billy Blanks, from Nickelodeon, Michael D. Cohen, and action celebrities, Cynthia Rothrock, and Don the Dragon Wilson, and bullying expert, Tim Flynn. Now, please allow me to introduce the president and founder of the Martial Arts History Museum, Michael Matsuda.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Martial Arts History Museum. Hey, I'm so thrilled to be here today. So today we are not only thrilled to have the world's first and only museum of its kind here in the city of Burbank, we believe it's important to play an essential role in the humanitarian efforts for the city of Los Angeles and the Burbank community. That is why we are hosting such events as our Anti-Asian Hate event and today's National Bullying Awareness event. Personally, I was bullied in elementary school. Here at Armenta Street School, not too far from here. I was about 8 years old. My father insisted we take judo at the Japanese Community Center when I was about 7 or 8 years old. And one day, the school bully jumped on my back, so it was my turn to get bullied. Without even thinking, I grabbed him and flipped him to the ground with a judo flip. And that was it. That changed my life. From that moment on, I was never bullied the rest of my life because of the confidence I gained learning the martial arts. So it was the martial arts that brought me more awareness, more confidence, more strength, more goal-oriented values. So I owe a lot to the martial arts. So today, we're thrilled to death to have celebrities from all over, action stars, people from all over in press, as today we host National Prevention Bullying Month. Yay! So thank you to Eric the Trainer for putting this all together, Tim Flynn, and all the rest of our celebrities here today. So thank you all very much. Jay.
All right, thanks, Michael. Up next is the brainchild of this event. Eric the Trainer is the top fitness trainer in the world. He's one of the most in-demand personal fitness trainers on the planet, in my opinion, and many others. His training methods have been utilized by some of Hollywood's top celebrities, rock stars, and UFC fighters. When the movie studios need to get a star in shape, in superhero shape, they call Eric. A contributing editor to Muscle and Fitness magazine and MC at Mr. Olympia and Mr. America, Eric has made appearances on some of the biggest talk shows in America. I present to you Hollywood physique expert, Eric the Trainer.
All right, thank you guys so much. It's a beautiful day and the clouds have cleared up enough for us to enjoy a little bit of this. I want you guys to know that long before I was Eric the Trainer, I was a young boy living on a farm in Maine. In a very rural area, and a lot of bullying went on there. And I was also quite small for my age, and so My dad, thank goodness, was smart enough to bring me to my first martial arts class when I was 10 years old. And that was a move that would change my life forever and open up a whole lifestyle of martial arts to me because to me, martial arts is not a method, but it's a lifestyle. It's almost like adult Boy Scouts. You have to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful. You really are there to help others and help yourself, and it's all about confidence. But bullying has changed since I was younger and since many of you were younger. It now comes across the internet. It now comes in different forms. And so today's event is all about us standing together with our arms linked as martial artists and encouraging parents out there to enroll their children in martial arts classes, either in live schools in the area or, if there are no schools available, to take online options like Cato Karate. Go online, join a community, be a martial artist, and learn how to feel good and have a sense of self-esteem, because when you are bullied, there's fear, there's doubt, there's low self-esteem, and there's great vulnerability. And those are the things that we want to avoid. We want our kids to have a sense of identity, to feel good, to look good, and to be proud members of this community. So thank you guys so much for coming here. Parents, get your kids in martial arts classes. Thank you so much.
Eric the trainer. All right. We are thrilled to feature a man who completely revolutionized the fitness industry. Yes, a former nationally rated karate champion, this individual changed the world as he created a new method for getting in shape by putting together a combination of martial arts and fitness training. In 1989, a revolutionary new fitness method called Tae Bo was introduced by Billy Blanks. Tae Bo became the biggest training program in not only America, but throughout the world. So let's welcome the Tae Bo King, Billy Blanks.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out today. I really appreciate it because this is a good cause. We did a demonstration yesterday on Fox TV, and it was really awesome because I brought two of my little students, and I asked them a question before I brought them. I said, hey, have you guys ever been bullied? And then they said yes. And I told them, even myself, you know, growing up where I grew up at, I got bullied too. I used to run home. I couldn't wait when the bell rang from school. All I did was run home. And then eventually they built a youth center in my neighborhood. And once they built the Martin Luther King Center, they gave a karate lesson there. And when I went to go to the karate lesson, I actually went there with like 5 other guys. I got involved with a gang. You know, when you don't have that self-confidence, you get involved with a gang and you start walking around with gangs, right? So that's what I did to get the confidence that I needed. But at that time, I really wanted to learn martial arts. So when I went to the door and asked the instructor actually walked over and said, hey, you guys want to study karate? I wanted to say so bad, yes, I want to take karate, but I was with the gang, and they said, no, that's for girls, right? So we actually took off, and we went home. And when they went home, I turned around and came back. And I stood at the door, and an instructor looked at me. He said, what, you want to take karate? I said, yes. I bet you $5 you don't stick it out. I said, okay. You know, now I'm a 9th degree black belt. I've been studying martial arts for over 50 years, and I'm telling you, as a young person, 11 years old when I started, now I'm 67 years old. It's truly been a blessing to be in martial arts because I saw how martial arts has changed my life and how it could change a lot of other kids' lives. You know, I've been teaching in several generations, and I've seen kids go from being somebody who thought they were weak to somebody who became a strong person. Some of them are doing big things in the world right now. So I just want to say to you guys, you know, we got people out here to follow. You know, I met Cynthia, Don, all these guys when they were doing their movies and stuff. And I got a chance to one day I want to be in one of their movies. And guess what? I ended up being in both of their movies. You know, it was a good part. You know, it gave me a chance to be able to get out there and demonstrate what I know how to do. And through that, it gave me a chance to be here with you guys today. So I got all my karate students here today. They've been studying martial arts for no longer than 2.5, 3 years. My daughter been studying ever since she was 2 years old. And so we got them there. And I just want to say, you know, when you're teaching a child martial arts, for me, it was the way I had to teach was the way I learned. I've learned in the olden days that you cannot play with a child when you're going to teach them self-defense or you're going to teach them how to defend themselves, because when they go to a school or they be bullies are not coming to play with you. They're coming to mess around with you, right? So my goal is to get them to feel strong and powerful. And through fitness and through being in shape, you know, martial arts gives you an opportunity to see out of your own eyes that you can be successful. Can you imagine when I grew up, I had a learning disorder. Nobody knew what it was, so they put me in special education. And being in special education, they think I was mentally handicapped. I was not mentally handicapped. I was a shy kid who had a learning disorder that most people didn't know anything about. And all it was dyslexia. And back in those days, nobody knew what dyslexia was. So what did it do? It put me in, as a child, I felt like I was in prison. And who would ever think that I would create a word? I created the word Taibo. And what did it do? It revolutionized the whole fitness world. Can you imagine? I was a kid that was sitting in a room that people didn't think I would be able to do anything. But through karate, I got a chance to see out of my own eyes, and I listened to all my instructors, and I got a chance to see people do martial arts that was very disciplined. I got a chance to see him do martial arts. And when you see people like that doing martial arts and pushing themselves, that showed me that I could do it. They gave me an opportunity to see that I could be successful just like them. And like all the instructors before us, they set a platform. That's why I love traditional martial arts. And I love what's going on too, but traditional martial arts, if it wasn't for traditional martial arts, there wouldn't be no MMA, there wouldn't be anything. So I always take my hat off to traditional martial art people because for me, it's the way to go. It's a good way to teach kids how to be their best. So what we're going to do with my kids over here, we're going to do a demonstration. And y'all bear with them. This is their first time getting in front of the audience and doing a demonstration. So they want to do a demonstration. Are you guys ready over there? And then I'm going to come back out and do a little demonstration myself. I haven't done one in a long time. But I just want to say, most people don't know me as a martial art guy, but I'm a martial art guy. I love martial arts. Martial arts is something that is in my blood. I've been doing it for a long time. Most people know me as the Taibo guy. But one for me learning martial arts, there wouldn't even be Taibo. So just want to say thank you guys for showing up, and thank y'all for doing what you're doing to help this bully thing, because this thing is something we got to get rid of. Anyway, y'all be blessed, no stress. What do you say? He's got to set up the camera over there. Yes, he do. Smile, you don't get the camera. Anyway, guys, we get ready to move over there because we got more room for you guys. So if you guys step on over there, I'm going to just talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing, okay? Thank y'all for coming. Bless you.
Jimmy! Position! Take one! 1, 2, 3, 4, look! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, finish! Cheerio! Good year!
All right, guys, ready? Okay, you two, let's go. Okay, here's a little situation I put this together for the kids. He's walking down the street, and all of a sudden, the bully comes up, right? Go ahead, do your thing.
Hey, what's up?
Don't touch me.
Where do you think you're going?
Outside!
All right, next two. Let's go, three. Go, three, let's go. All right, same thing. Ella's walking down the street. Ella's how old are you?
12.
Ella's 12 years old. She's walking down the street and she learns some self-defense. Some bullies come up to her and cause trouble. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hands on me.
What?
Outside!
All right. Woo! All right.
Let's go. Where's your TI? Where's your TI? Next two, let's go. Alex, let's go.
Oh, it's... Son!
All right. Woo, woo, woo.
Go! Massa!
Come forward, guys. Come forward. Come on down, have a seat real quick. Have a seat. Alex, go on the mat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I like to do is demonstrate some stuff because martial arts to me is really important. And I always say body control, learning body control is very important, right? So if you do a self-defense move, take this as he stepped in and makes some punch. So I move, grip it solid, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, come back, keep him down, take him around, put him in position, put him in the arm lock, and then lock him up. Right, take him home. So basic stuff like that, right? Here's another one. He steps forward, he throws a punch, I step to the outside. Move to the outside, grab, pop up. Okay, there's some basic things like that. You know, martial arts, there's so many different things you can do. I think one of the most important things I love about martial arts is the control factor. He steps in and throw a punch. Punch is here. I'm supposed to be able to come 16th of an inch away from his face without hitting him, but I'm going with bad intention. Boom! But I'm not hitting him. Right? I'm showing that control. When you teach a student that you can control a weapon like that, you're teaching them that they have power. When you teach them that you have to keep hitting everything and just hit it to make sure that you have power, I think that takes away from the person, especially a young child. I think when you can show a child, go to your forward, go left fighting guard. Left fighting guard. When I'm in position, I get ready to throw a kick at his face. I should be able to come a 16th of an inch, away from the face, without hitting him. I'm showing them control. I'm showing them how they have a lot of power to control their destiny. These are weapons. So when you teach a young person, these are weapons, your elbows, your head, all of these things you have on you. All you gotta do is be in control of them. That's gonna make them mentally powerful. It's gonna make them mentally strong. Especially females too. Because when females are working out, when females get into martial arts class, sometimes they have a tendency to feel like they don't have the power to be able to keep up with guys. But it's not about power, it's about understanding, knowledge, wisdom, right? You know, you say like this, like I always tell people, he grabs my wrist, and I say, what's the weakest part of the hand? What's the weakest part of the hand? Everybody help me out.
Thumb.
The thumb. Thumb is the weakest part of the hand. But when most people pull out, they pull out toward the fingers. Hold tight. They pull out toward the fingers. But if I go toward his thumb, I'm gonna get out. Easy. If I go toward his thumb, watch, turn around. If I go toward his thumb, hold on tight. I'm gonna get out. You know, as long as I go toward his thumb, I'm gonna get out. But what happens to most people, they get scared and they get nervous, they start pulling toward the fingers. When you start pulling toward the fingers, that's going to make him react. You know, when you get into a fight, the most important thing is I want to stop him from reacting, right? So I said, what about doing something like this? Watch this, grab me. Can I help you? See, I just took a situation away from him. I took this hand away. Only thing he can use is that hand there, but before he used that hand, I'm gonna be all over. Can everybody see what I'm talking about? Woo! So when you teach a student, that you have that self-control in that moment, you have to be able to bring peace to yourself and then deal with the situation, you'll be all right. But if you teach them, you gotta hit the target all the time, you gotta hit the target all the time, where's the control factor in the martial arts? And to me, martial arts is top. If you can control your punch, if I can come this close to his face without hitting him, boom, that means I have good control. All I gotta do is hit him. And hitting the person, right? Hitting the person to me is intentions. What is your intentions? I wanna knock him out, or do I wanna kill him? Right? So when you teach a student that, this is really important, then they understand. Check this out. I tell my students, I say, like me, I'm a physical fitness coach, right? But I'm also a martial artist. I love martial arts, and I love what physical fitness does. So I like to do push-ups on pads, because I'm conditioning my hands, right? So I would say, I get down in position, and I do a knuckle push-up on 2 pads, right? Come up. Wow. Get back down in position. And all I'm doing when I don't teach students how to do that, but I tell them they gotta do push-ups. So why? Because the martial arts punch is done so fast, nobody knows what muscle they're using when they punch. But when you teach a student how to do push-ups, you say, what muscle are you using when you punch? Then they start to understand, whoa, it's not just about physical, you got to understand everything that you do in martial arts. Same thing with fingertip push-ups. You say, get down, and don't do this, but put yourself on your fingers. You go down, come right back up. All I'm doing is showing them how to strengthen their arms, trying to strengthen their fingers. I'm trying to show them everything they need to do to be the best and master themselves. Because as a martial artist, what is the key? To teach a student how to master themselves. Because when you say martial means to master oneself. I'm a martial artist, so I have to master myself. You gotta be disciplined. Sometimes in martial arts, when you don't physically feel good about yourself, it's hard to go out there and be your best. But when you feel physically good about yourself, man, you want to do all kinds of things to make yourself be better and better and better. So I teach these guys not just that kick and punch stuff. Anybody can teach them that. Matter of fact, I don't need to. All you can do is turn on the TV and look at TV, and they can learn how to throw punches and kicks. But are they doing it the right way? That's what I love about traditional martial arts. And then you take it to what's going on today. You know, working for basics, there would be no MMA. But that's why I say, you know, martial arts has done a lot. So the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna demonstrate some board breaking, all right? Okay. Come on, guys, get some boards over here. Jerry Joseph, you grab some boards. That's good right there. You can leave right there. Yeah. Remember, you're gonna hold that one. Put it right there. Put it right there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this with a hammer fist, and then I'm gonna kick this one. You're gonna hold in position, and then I'm gonna side kick this one. All right. Before I do that, I'm gonna have him Eli break the board. I always tell my students there's an art to breaking, right? It's not just a physical thing, it's a mental, it's an art to it, right? And when I try to teach him, I said breaking one board, one is sports equivalent to breaking one rib in a person's body. So if I can have him demonstrate his power and focus that he has through breaking a board, then it's going to show him that it's just not a physical thing. It's about mentally preparing yourself. So get in your position. Ready to chin up? Now, what's? Okay, chumbi. Okay, so go in position. You're going to bring your hammer fist up slow. The third one, you're going to hit it. You're going to break it. Ready? Bring it up slow. Slow. And key out. Zah! And then tell you, to us, you know, black belts, it might not mean a lot, but for a little child to get up there and break a board, ooh, that's pretty cool, you know? Because eventually it'll go off and get better and better, and he'll start to want to do more things in martial arts. Now, next thing is, Angelica, come on up. This is my daughter, Angelica. She's gonna break the 2 bricks. No, she's not, I'm just kidding. She's like, oh my God, what's my dad doing to you? She's like, go to your fighting guard. Okay, she's gonna step forward, she's gonna throw a side kick. She's gonna break the board with a side kick. When I say 1, slow motion. Ready? 1, 2. Next one, you're gonna key out and hit it. Ready? Huzzah!
Stop!
Do it again. Huzzah!
Stop!
Get aggressive. You gotta hit it. Ready? Go!
Stop!
And see, every time the board's not gonna break. So people when I say the board's not break, you gotta focus, right? The name of the game is focus, and if they don't focus, they don't break. So I tell them guys, they think it's easy when they see another person, they see one person get up there and break, oh, I can do that. And then when they get up and they do it, they go, whoa, it's different. And I say, when you start piling 1 board, 2 boards, 3 boards, then it shows you that how much impact you have to go through that board, right? Alex, come on up. Yes, sir. You can just lay that down. Oh, yeah, you can hold it. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the object is focus, right? Yes, sir. You ever see the movie Chinese Connection? You ever see Bruce Lee movie Chinese Connection? Look at him, he's one. Y'all remember Bruce Lee went to kick the bag and the guy went, ooh. He looked so nervous.
Yes, sir.
Hold it up, ready? Hey guys, that was my goal to break the bottom without the top and break it out. No, I was going to show you that, but I didn't have to. It did it by itself. Next one, I'm going to drive a nail to a board. So everybody can see the board's not fake, right? Can everybody see this is a real nail? Can you see that? Hey, anybody have any questions? Don't be scared to ask, guys. That's why we're here. Don't be scared to ask. If you have any questions, don't be scared to ask.
Home renovations?
Huh? Hey, let me tell you something. I learned this from a great friend of mine, guys. I learned this one thing from a great friend of mine. His name is Derek, the trainer. He told me something that most people don't even realize. He said this thing. He said, Billy, do you know inside the word question is the word quest? Most people don't even realize that. Inside the word question is the word quest. And what does quest mean? It means journey. And when you don't ask the question, you cannot fulfill your quest. And it might be a person around you that might need that quest refilled, need to know how to get to where they need to go, but they don't ask the question. And you didn't ask the question. Then what happened to that person? They don't get where they need to go. So don't be that person. Everybody say this. I. Think about what you're saying. I. Look. And act. Just like my mind and will. Just like my mind and will. That's a powerful statement. Say it again. I look and act. Just like my mind and will. Just like my mind and will. Say it like this. I look and act. Just like my body. Just like my body. That's how most people are. They look and act like what they see in the mirror. You more than the body. I tell these kids they're more than the body. They have a mind, they have a will. Take that mind and will, put it together, and watch the things that you can do with your life. Forget about your body. Your body will follow your mind and will. That's why I'm a mind, I'm a will. My body follows. Say this. Today is a reality. Today is a reality. Tomorrow's a promise. Tomorrow's a promise. And yesterday was history. Yesterday was history. A person who usually thinks about doing something. A person who usually thinks about doing something. A person who usually thinks about doing something. Is usually passed by someone doing it. It's usually passed by someone doing it. Don't be that person. Y'all be blessed, no stress. Let God be the one who give you the power to do what you do. Ready about us? Us. Right here. Ready about us? Us. Ready about us? Us. Good job. Thank you, guys.
How are we doing so far, Michael?
Good, you're doing fantastic.
Great event. Thank you for putting this on. All right, that was incredible. Let's give it up again for Billy Blanks and his students. Yes, sir. All right, up next is a man who's heralded for his anti-bullying efforts throughout the country. He's a 6th-degree black belt and owner of Kato Karate Online. And he's here to share his personal story about bullying and how he's trying to make bullying a thing of the past. Please welcome instructor Tim Flynn.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out here today. I really appreciate everyone being here today. So, when I was in 2nd grade, I got this Chicago Bears sweatshirt, which today, I will never wear that shirt. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I will never wear a Chicago Bears shirt ever again. But at that time, I wasn't into football just yet. The shirt was new to me. So I go to school the next day, all proud of my new Chicago Bears shirt. And I was sitting at the lunchroom table, and I heard the kid goes, "Hey, that was my old shirt my parents gave to him because they're poor." And ever since that comment, I was labeled the poor kid in my school. And from 2nd grade all the way up to 11th grade, and I'll tell you what happened in 11th grade, the bullying didn't stop. I had no confidence, no self-esteem. When you go to meet new kids, the new kids find out, oh, you're the poor kid, don't hang out with him. So around 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, don't know sure the time, I saw the movie The Karate Kid for the very first time, and I knew I had to learn karate in order to end bullying. At that time, my parents couldn't afford it. Fast forward to around 9th grade, I had a paper route. Back then, martial arts costed $40 a month, and I made $50 a month on my paper route. I was able to afford my karate lessons. So, all through high school, still got bullied, picked on, because I had the label poor kid, dumb kid, stupid kid, and other words you can imagine. I had to do a demo for my Phi-Ed class. And it was called Life Skills that day. So me and a friend who was in the same martial arts school back then, it was called Midwest Academy of Taekwondo. We did a Taekwondo demonstration, and we did sparring and board breaking. And ever since I'd done that demonstration in my gym class, the bullying stopped. I mean, in fact, one of the guys who used to bully me came up and said, "Hey, man, that was awesome." Like, it just ended. And it's like, truly, martial arts is one of the things you can get your kids to join to show them confidence, stand tall, and perseverance. The bullying stopped for me that day. The problem was, between now and currently the future, the damage has already been done. I still struggle with confidence issues. I still have some perseverance issues, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Obviously, I'm in front of you guys, and it's obviously a lot better. But still, in the back of my head, I get the little voice syndrome saying, "You're not good. Why are you up here?" But one thing that Eric, the trainer, has taught me is that, hey, man, you're Tim Flynn. And like, dude, that's right. I'm Tim Flynn. I have these experiences. I can share them. So I started Keto Karate because I do not want kids to go through what I've been through. If we can get kids to have more confidence, show them perseverance, confidence kids do not get picked on. How do we teach confidence in martial arts? We do it in 4 easy steps, 4 basic stuff that you're gonna learn the very first day. Number 1, you gotta show courage. Go in your first karate class. I understand if you're bullied, you go to a large class, it's kind of intimidating. But in a martial arts school, it's not like a regular public school. It's a group of friends. When you get to your first class, you usually get paired up with the partner, you get a buddy the very first day. So that's showing courage. Number 2 is you gotta stand tall. I would stand tall, but this mic is too low and I don't know how to fix it. So I would stand, so I'm kind of kneeling down. Number 3, make eye contact. You get pushed in school by a bully, you look at them straight in the eyes. I don't want to fight. Usually that would just stop because sometimes bullies, they just want a power trip. They want to impress their friends, or they could just be going through some hard times themselves, and they're just going to pass it on to you. I mean, their problem becomes your problem, and that's how they feel better about themselves. And number 3 is speak up. So when you have kids that sit there, mumble, blah, 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 look down, they're not confident, they are prey. The goal for Keto Karate Online is an affordable martial arts program that teaches more of the life skills aspect disguised with martial arts training. And how I do that is, for instance, we want to teach kids perseverance. How do I teach kids perseverance and not to give up? I ask my kids in my class, what does perseverance mean? Never give up. But how easy is that to learn not to give up something? It's really easy to quit something. It's really hard to stick through it. So a good example in my school, how we do perseverance is we do push-ups, burpees, some kind of physical fitness aspect, just so they can get that uncomfortable moment, but they just push through a little bit longer, they're gonna feel great about themselves. So the goal for Keto Karate Online is to reach out to many kids as possible, teach them all about confidence, how to stand tall, how to show perseverance, and not make them a target for bullying. So that is my time, guys. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Tim. All right, our next celebrity is one of the most recognized faces in Hollywood, an extremely talented actor. You know him as the character of Schwoz in The Genius, in Nickelodeon's hit television shows Henry Danger, Danger Force, and The Adventures of Kid Danger. In fact, Henry Danger is one of the most popular shows on the network, and it's even won Kids' Choice Award twice. I give you Michael D. Cohen.
All right, this thing's too low for me, so I'm going to take this off. Me too. Hey, thank you. I want to thank Eric for having me out to this incredibly special occasion. This means a lot to me to be here, and for so many reasons. Watching Billy Blank's demonstration and all of that was so empowering and so inspiring, and that's what this is all about. It's about self-empowerment, and it's about inspiring others and ourselves. Bullying has taken on a lot of forms, new forms, since I was a kid. At the time, just as a segue, when I was a kid, I remember in grade 7, that's what we say in Canada. That means 7th grade for all you Americans. Grade 7, I'm in Richmond, BC, in British Columbia. I guess I must have been about 11 years old, and I was getting bullied. I was also kind of pudgy. I was, probably the weight I am now, but like maybe this high. And I was getting beat up. And I signed up. You don't know this, Eric. I signed up for judo. I went to the Steveston, it was a Japanese cultural center, and they had a dojo, and it was like legit. It was beautiful, and I learned judo, and I beat up. This is really similar to Mike's first story. I learned how to defend myself, and the confidence and the joy that I got just in knowing that I could walk around, and that physically, the vulnerability I felt inside was different than the vulnerability that I exuded on the outside, and that I could take care of myself. And I was beating up everybody that came my way, that came at me. I was just holding them, and I wasn't hurting anybody, but I was holding them down, and they were like, "Okay, we know we can't mess with you," and that was huge. That was huge for me, and I think that becoming an actor is something that takes so much. You have a lot of vulnerability as an actor, and you're exposed to a lot, and you have to show up and expose yourself, and to have that foundation in martial arts, I think, was absolutely essential to moving to being in Hollywood. I think anybody in Hollywood needs to be an martial artist if you're going to be an actor. So with that, things have changed. It's not just physical bullying anymore. It's online bullying now. It's political bullying. It's every level of our society there is bullying. And what it essentially is someone who is insecure, basically seeing vulnerability in someone else and using that to their leverage. And I think that the idea behind that is to stand up for ourselves, obviously, but to also, for me to ask myself, well, where am I bullying myself? How do I bully me? Because it's that we do that to ourselves. And when we can get a handle on that and go, no, I'm gonna show love and compassion to myself the way I'm gonna show it to other people, I think that's also empowerment. It's all about empowerment, and it's a lifelong lesson. It's something I'm always going to be learning, and I'm so grateful to be in the company of people like yourselves who are committed to that, committed to the ability to use your body and to have your mind transcend any physical limitations. I just keep learning and growing from being around you, and I'm so grateful to be here today, and I thank you. Thank you.
All right, Michael D. Cohen. All right. Cynthia Rothrock is one of the most popular martial arts figures today. Dubbed as the Queen of Martial Arts, Cynthia was a 5-time undefeated world martial arts champion before leaping into the movies. In 1985, she started her career alongside Michelle Yeoh as the star of Yes, Madame. And since then, she's held the starring role in over 74 films to date. So let's welcome the Queen, Cynthia Rothrock.
It's so great to be here. Thank you, my partner Michael and Eric, for putting on this event, for making bullying very aware to people. We all know it goes on. I'm a true advocate that I think everybody should learn martial arts. I've always pushed it. Children, men and women, you're never too young, you're never too old to start to learn how to defend yourself. But I remember it was about 48 years ago, I opened up my first school in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and at that time it was mostly adults. We really didn't have a whole lot of kids come in then. And this little boy comes in, and his parents come in and said he gets bullying at school. So they wanted him to learn self-confidence. So he comes in, and he's really heavy, and he's very shy. The tightest person I've ever seen. He could literally just bring his feet apart, maybe 6 inches. So I'm like, okay, this is my first child student. So first of all, I'm trying to work on getting him to lose weight, to get confidence in himself. And I asked him, I said, what goes on at school? And he said, well, they steal my lunch money. And he used to bring in his money in a little handkerchief, right, with a little knot on. And they take my food at lunch. I says, okay. So he was training maybe for about 5 months. And he comes in one day and he's got this big smile on his face. And I said, what's going on? And he said, they tried to take my money. And I gave him a roundhouse kick to the face. And they don't do it anymore. And I was like, yes. And then I thought, ooh, am I going to get in trouble? He kicked the guy in the face. So the next day, his parents come in with a big apple pie. They said, thank you so much. His confidence, his level is so inspiring. And these bullies actually became his friend. So I'm such an advocate for that. And also, I just want to say, Don Wilson and James Wilson and I did a movie called The Martial Art Kid, which deals with bullying. And I was just in San Francisco yesterday. I was teaching a seminar, and these 2 girls watched that movie when they did a screening, and they said they were getting bullied, and they said, we're going to study martial arts. And now they're black belts teaching other kids more confidence. So I didn't know that story. It was such an inspiration. And I remember one line from The Martial Art Kid, and it's we don't tolerate bullies here. And I love that, and it's a line that I'm never going to forget. So thank you, everybody, for supporting this cause, and it's great to be here.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. When Don the Dragon Wilson first took his first step into the ring, kickboxing was changed forever. Don became one of the greatest boxers in history. In a career that spans over 4 decades, he's an 11-time world kickboxing champion with 72 wins and 48 of them by knockout. Yes. He started his film career with New York Chinatown in 1982, and since then, he starred in over 62 films. Known by many for his recurring role in the Blood Fist film series, I give you Don the Dragon Wilson.
Thank you. Well, by the way, I lost my first fight, so but I loved it. I fell in love with kickboxing, and I dedicated 10 straight years to become a champion. I was Fighter of the Year, and I've retired 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. But I'm always willing to come out of retirement if the money's right. So you might see me in there one more time. But I kind of have a history in bullying because I've given some speeches now at these anti-bullying events. And when I moved to Florida, it was in the 50s. I was 4 years old, and I was born in 1954, so we moved there in 58. And the schools were segregated. There were black schools and white schools, and they sent me to the white school. And I was the only Asian-looking kid. Now, a lot of people said, well, what about your brother? I said, I don't know. For some reason, they didn't pick on him. He looked Mexican when he was young or something. I don't know. But I looked very Japanese and very Asian, so I got slightly picked on. And I turned that negative into a positive, though, because I got involved in sports early on. And by the time I was in high school, I was the MVP of the high school football and basketball team. And so my martial arts didn't come about because of being bullied. My brother studied martial arts long before I did. He was a black belt before I'd ever had one lesson. And one day, I came home from the Coast Guard Academy, which is where I was going at the time, and we sparred. We put on boxing gloves, and he said, I'm going to throw some kicks. And I had no respect for the martial arts. I had never even seen somebody throw a kick. Back in those days, they used to say girls throw kicks, right? The guys punch. Anyway, he's a black belt, so you know what happened. He basically made a believer out of me. Yeah, he kicked me all over the front yard. And I started studying under a guy named Chuck Merriman, who, by the way, came here before he passed away. He's rest in peace, Chuck. But he came here, and I saw him just a year ago. Anyway, so I studied karate. And as I got older, my brother started promoting kickboxing. And he became my manager, and I kickboxed for 28 years. So what started off kind of, a negative thing. I was kind of being bullied when I was young through sports, and then, of course, through martial arts. I got confidence and could defend myself, and it's been a great run for me, great life for me. So I'd like to thank everybody because I owe everything to the fans, my fight career to the fans, because nobody's going to pay for a fighter if nobody comes to watch them. And then now for the movies, the people watch the movies. And Michael, thank you for... I met Mikey on a movie set, by the way. He was studied the monkey style of kung fu, and it was a Sci-Fighter was the movie, and we had a fight scene. So he's the only one that I didn't beat in the whole movie. But he was so much into character, he did everything but eat bananas. He was the monkey master. But so thank you for inviting me, Michael. Anything anti-bullying, of course. I'm like most martial artists. We're all pro, stopping the bullying that's going on nowadays. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming today. And once again, we urge all parents to get their kids into a martial arts class or go online to Cato Karate Online and join with Tim Flynn. For all the speakers that were here today, thank you so much. Jay Menes, thank you so much. Can we have all the speakers and Jay Menes come up for a group shot before we finish up? Thank you.